more and more, and take everything that is happening outside as a stimulus to go within. And then only I can solidify mother's presence within me. Just like I have solidified the real world outside by giving it more attention. I have given more attention to the job, to the money, to people outside, to what people think of me outside. All that attention has to go now within at the heart center. And again, it's not me who is saying this. I'm just saying reiterating what mother has said with the PDF that I'll be sharing with you. So the only way to have a sorted life is to go within. There is no escape. It's like we have millions of illnesses and the solution is only one. So mother has given us ultimate solution to all our maladies. So I'll go further. If you have any question, again, feel free to type. So mother is saying to know how to suffer. If any time a deep sorrow or doubt or intense pain overwhelms you and drives you to despair, there is an infallible way to regain calm and peace. Now mother tells us the way. In the depths of our being, there shines a light, whose brilliance is equaled only by its purity, a light, a living and conscious portion of a universal Godhead. So this is what I was referring to, that it's the representative of mother in us. A conscious portion of a universal Godhead who animates and nourishes and illumines matter, a powerful and unfailing guide for those, only for those who are willing to heed his law. Now again, mother is saying that I cannot do it for you. You have to open the gates. And at other place, Kirit Joshi, a disciple of Sri Aurobindo, he has said that it's like, throughout our life, through our miseries and also other knocks in our life, divine is saying, hey, let me in. Can I come in? Can I come in? He's knocking softly at the door. And we say, sometimes we are ready. Sometimes we say maybe, sometimes we ask him to come later, not now, maybe now I am satisfied with the life, maybe come later. So divine is very gentlemanly. He doesn't come, he or she doesn't come uninvited. You have to open the doors to get the divine presence within. There are people who say, if divine is everywhere, why am I in such a bad state? Because you did not allow the divine to enter. You have allowed everything to enter into your life. You have allowed all the people, all the relationships, all the thoughts in your head to enter your life, to rule your life. But you have not allowed the divine to enter your life. So this is the answer to those people who think that divine is running their life. No. You have to allow, just like, Arjun allowed Krishna to, take reins of his cart, chariot. Just like that, we have to allow the divine in our lives. So mother is saying we have to go to the depths of our being, and there you touch upon this light whose brilliance is unparalleled. And mother is saying, for those who are willing to heed his law, a helper full of solace and loving forbearance towards all who aspire to see and hear and obey him. So this aspiration is the basic grounding cornerstone of our life towards sadhana. A willingness to learn, to change, a willingness to come down on our knees, a willingness to, leave my old ways, rubbish ways which have not been useful so far. A futility of my own efforts in my life. Unless I come down on my knees and see that it's better that I give up and let the Krishna, take care of the chariot. Unless that happens, divine cannot enter the life. No depression can go away unless we make the entry of the divine in our lives. So according to the mother, all the depression will go away if you touch this psychic light within. Because all of us have a role in this life to play. But the real role we all are not aware of. Only when we touch the depths of our being, we begin to see how better I can serve the divine. It's only, we all are servants of the divine, and every servant is different. We all have different talents. We all have different skills. Even if I'm going through a dark phase in life, even then my skill still is with me. It's just that I'm not able to uncover it at the moment. So the moment I begin to traverse the depths of my being, according to what Mother guides us, I can guarantee you, the moment a little bit of shade comes in front of us, that okay, this is what it feels like, a peace, a contentment, a clarity, you know what to do with your life. Nobody has to tell you what to do with your life. You will know your inherent talents, what you are made of. You will know what Mother wants to use you as an instrument for. And each of us is very, very special, no matter how dark a phase one is going through. So again, furthering with what Mother is saying, no sincere and lasting aspiration. Now, aspiration is a willingness to traverse this path. Aspiration is a willingness to be a true servant. Aspiration is a willingness to be shown the light. That is an aspiration. No sincere and lasting aspiration towards Him can be in vain. No strong and respectful trust can be disappointed. No expectation ever deceived. And this is all the expectation that will be expectation from the divine to show the light, not any expectation from a person. One has to solely rely on the divine. I'm not saying that it's a easy path, but it's much, much, much easier and less full of suffering than the lives that we usually live. All dependent on external circumstances, all dependent on what people are thinking about you, what people are behaving with you, and troubling ourselves again and again with mood swings and everything. We are not going to find solace in that world that we live in. But at the same time, the moment we allow the divine to rule our life, even external situations go according to what the divine demands for our life. That life becomes like a fairy, not a fairy tale exactly, because you will be shown more and more of your shadows, but it's much, much easier because you're not depending on who is smiling at me and who is not smiling at me, whether I'm getting a job which is like 50K or 60K a month or not. It's not that you will not get a job which is according to your preferences, but the first thing and first is that you will be seated in the feet of the divine, and that will bring you so much of contentment, so much of vigor in life that is lacking in depression, so much of energy and enthusiasm to give yourself to the divine, that all depression will go away. In fact, you will say, prolong my life because I want to serve you even more. I want to just purify this instrument even more, because I know that so many years I may have wasted. So prolong, you will even ask for kind of length in your life, because you want to serve the divine even more and more and more. So this is the vigor that will be granted to us if we are able or to let ourselves walk this path. Now I am going ahead. So when I talk of these depths that Mother is talking about, that Mother says that you have to have a unification with your soul. Before that, a life of so unification of with the soul is the first step in integral yoga. तो अभी तक अगर हम देखें, we have not even come to the first step. All this was a preparation to come to the first step, that is, now I want to find my soul. What is this? What is this soul that Mother is talking about? What is this psychic being that Mother is talking about? Now I want to give my life to this. Enough of my miseries and dark thoughts. So Mother has given us clear steps, which I will be sharing with you all, how to get in touch with the psychic being or the soul, which is not physically present in the body, but it is a part of us from the fourth dimension. Again, I'll be talking about this later. The first point that Mother says is, the mind is incapable of judging spiritual things. Abstain from all mental opinion or reaction. Spiritual things are always hidden from the eye. So just look at this point, if we look at the present way of our lives, we are always judging. We are always, asking either others for opinion about things, or we are ourselves giving opinion about things. So Mother is taking us to a higher life, which is not run by the mind, where mind is a servant, where mind is a receptacle, an empty receptacle in which the divine pours its light. So if we really want to prepare this mind, then it has to go quiet. It has to the mind has to go really silent, so that it becomes open to receive the divine pouring. And that is why this point, that mind is incapable of judging spiritual thing, abstain from all mental opinion and reaction. The first point. The second point is, give up all seeking for comfort, satisfaction, enjoyment and happiness. Now see how difficult this is going to be. But I will tell you why it is not difficult. I will come to this later. Whatever comes to you, take it as an aid for your growth. Enjoying is your birthright, but look at what you enjoy. Lower things or higher things like music or art, Possess things too, but not those with lower consciousness. Possess the divine. So Mother says that even if you want to have a desire, have the highest of the desire. That I want to be in divine presence 24/7 of my lifetime. This should be the desire. Now, if you really have this desire in yourself, just look at how all the obstacles will turn into, a aid for progress. Because the moment a suffering comes, the moment I see that I'm entangled, I will see that there was some weakness in me, that I gave the external thing or external person more importance than to be living in the presence, Mother's presence within. This is how we take any obstacle that comes to us. For example, if I am now today carried away in a conversation and I forget Mother's presence in that conversation and I get entangled in the conversation, I just look it as a thing that towards my progress, that abhi bhi, even now I get entangled in these things. Even now I get entangled in these kind of conversations. How rubbish. And then you again find the seat within. So this is how I have to take everything as an aid to my progress. Progress kis taraf honi hai? Progress can only happen deeper and deeper. Outer progress will be a reflection of your deeper progress. And see that no depression will be able to, bring you down if you choose only one thing in your life, which is the feet of the Lord. I am not going to leave it come what may. No depression can harm us. No depression can bring me down to, depths of darkness. Because now the divine has taken over my life. Now the divine is showing me the path. Okay, this is my servant, and now I will take care of this life and sanctify it. But one thing is wanted from all of us, which is moment to moment surrender, which is moment to moment remembrance of the Mother in our life. Just like I am remembering a relationship again and again, which is troubling me, just like I am remembering a job which is troubling me, just like I am remembering, maybe old memories that are troubling me, just like that, you have to remember Mother, 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 Mother. Don't leave Mother, and then see how life changes. How the depression is just, runs away from your life. Now I'll take the third point. The third point is, try to take pleasure in all you do, but never do anything for the sake of pleasure. Now you must have seen, when we are stressed by something, first of all, on this path we will not be stressed, because it's a divine life. So stress will become lower and lower, reduce and reduce, because you will be more aware. You will be doing things as an offering to the divine. So there is no selfish motto that you are harboring. So there is no stress either. So Mother is saying, take pleasure in everything you do. Even if you are sweeping the floor, you are, washing potty of someone who is ill, Doesn't matter. It's the work of the divine in front of you. Take pleasure in that work. That is what mother is saying. If there is a course in front of me, if there is a, if there is a document that is given to me, any kind of work that is given to me, I do it with utmost care and perseverance, because this is the work mother has given me, and I'm not going to, I'm going to make it really worthy to be offered to the mother. So I'm taking pleasure in that work only because I want to offer it to the mother. There is no selfish interest. Look at how beautiful it is. All the depression is coming out of selfish interests, running after selfish interests. Now mother is asking us to offer everything to her. And look at how beautiful a life can become, also for yourself and also for the world that you live in. You will be less of a botheration for people living around, because there is nothing that you want from them. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that really amazing that I don't have any expectation from my spouse, from my parents, how should they treat me or not treat me? Everything that I want is from the divine. And there is only one thing that I want from the divine, that is divine's presence in my life. There also you are not demanding much. There also you are not saying, give me these siddhis, open my these kind of chakras and open my third eye, or all that will be taken care only by the divine, because he knows, mother knows what is the best for us. That kind of a servitor attitude. Only then depression can go away. Before that, no depression can go away. And we all are depressed in some way or the other. It's not only people who are clinically depressed are depressed. We all are depressed, because that is not our destiny. We are at a wrong place. So mother is showing us our right place. Hey guy, be seated in your heart. Be seated with me. That is your right place. And see that no depression will come into your life if you are at your right place. Mother is giving us the Raj Gaddi, and we are denying it. We are denying it for people who are, for people who are external, for situation, what society has told us that, this is what you should desire in life. This is what you should demand in life. Why? Have you ever questioned that? So again, moving forward, point number 4 that mother asks us to think about on the way to psychic being. Never get excited, nervous, never agitated, and calm in all circumstances. Now again, if we look at how we live a life, we know the reality of this point as well. We do get excited, we do get nervous, and we do get agitated. Because what we do is, we give external thing most importance, that my peace is not important. What you are saying, I have to prove myself right, and there I will fight. So I have ran away from mother's feet within, and I want to now, that I've left the Rajgaddi, and now I am going outside, that, I have to get that seat outside. I have to be proven right in this conversation. Mother is saying, remain calm in all circumstances. Now you would ask, one can ask, how can I remain calm in all circumstances? How is this possible? Because there are circumstances in which we have to shout, which we have to, lose our calm. So the answer to this question is that I can remain calm in all the circumstances, which mother is telling me, in the search of my soul, only when I know and I have decided that there is nothing more important in my life than mother's presence, feeling mother's presence within me, than the Rajgaddi that mother has offered me within. I give nothing in my life that much of importance. Only then I can be calm. Rest everywhere, wherever I seat myself, I will be disturbed. So this again can be taken as a progress, point in progress. How? That if I am disturbed today, if something was able to get me disturbed today, it means I was able to give that thing more priority than feeling mother's presence within. And if I am able to have a parallel consciousness of being rooted in the mother within, being rooted in my center within, and then work from that in an external situation. Look at the situation and you will not be able to, lose your calm. It's a guarantee that mother gives. So mother is saying, realize what progress you still have to make and do steps towards it. It means that if I am disturbed because of an outer circumstance or a person who said something to me, it means there is a progress to be made. Quietly make that progress and stay within. Just that. Nothing else is needed. You don't need to change anyone in life. The only change that we need to do in life is within. Nothing else is needed. Isn't that, making our life really very simple? Because now the 100 people that I was thinking of, maybe, fixing, I have to let go of all of them. I only have to fix myself. Ek sadhe, sab sadhe. Sab sadhe, sab jaye. And that is our situation. That, we lose everything. We lose our equanimity. We lose all the peace. We become disturbed because we are trying to fix everything in life. So mother is giving us a very, very simple, clear solution. Just take care of yourself and rest everything I will take care. Mother is telling us. Never take physical happenings at their face value. Now, I have friends in this conversation who have been really looted, cheated, but they have shown such a perseverance that they have not let themselves away from the divine feet, even after that circumstance happened. So if my house is looted, for example, there must be something in it that I can take towards my own progress. So one of my friends who is a part of this group, she took it as, Monica, I was still attached to so many things I saw. And even if I am in the presence of my own house where I feel safe, I realize that, I am not even safe in my house. So what is the bother about worrying about life all the time? What is so much of fear all about? Because I am not even safe in these four walls of the house. One can loot me anytime. So what is the fear then? So this is how she took it. And I think mother also says that again, through this point number 5, never take physical happenings at their face value. Always see what progress can be made from it. That is an aspiration, that is a living aspiration, that whatever comes in your life, a disease, a illness, a depression, I will use it for my progress. I will use it to make my life better and better and better. Because this life now does not belong to me. This life belongs to the mother. Only then you can have a better life. If you think that this life belongs to you, you cannot have a better life. Because until now in our lives, we have been just taking care of our own selfish interests, that this life belongs to me, I know what is to be done, and this is how it is to be done. But we have seen our failures. So if the ego is now ready to accept the defeat, beautiful. I think depression gives a very good instance that the ego now realizes, I cannot take care of this life by myself. And isn't that beautiful? Because most of the time in our lives, we think that we can take care of this life. And until that point, divine cannot enter your life. Divine can only enter the life when I say, okay, I am done. I don't know what to do. Just like Arjun, What did Arjun say? Arjun said, I don't know what to do. You tell me what to do. But he had to ask Krishna. Krishna did not come uninvited to Arjun. So we have to constantly ask for mother's presence. We have to constantly ask to be shown a way. We have to be constantly kind of asking, dear divine, make a relationship with the divine, like a friend, like a, mentor. Dear divine, please stay with me. I want to feel you more and more in my life. That kind of an asking. Unless that asking is not there, all the rubbish that we have until now asked for will remain in the life. And we will not be spared from it. Next point, number 6, never complain of behavior of anyone unless you have the power to transform his nature. Now this point really takes care of every tussle that we have in life. Mother is saying, never complain of any behavior of anyone unless you have the power to transform his nature. Now, do we have the power? Most of the times we don't even have the power to change our own selves. So realize this futility of, poking into each other's lives. And like this, we become more like a flower. A flower is self-absorbed. A little child, a little infant walking and struggling with the walking, he's self-absorbed. He doesn't need any appreciation. He doesn't need any rejection either. He's self-sufficient. He knows, okay, I have fallen down. I will now get up and go on. It is we who put in the child, falling is not right, Are you hurt? Are you hurt? The child by himself is completely fine even with falling. He says, okay, I will cry a bit. I've been hurt, I will cry a bit. That kind of a faith in the divine. That no matter what comes in my life, I will be walking because this is not my life, this is divine's life. Only then I can be walking. So the next point is 7. Never forget your goal. There is nothing great or small in this journey on the path towards the psychic. Now the only goal that we have to have on this path is, it can be, maybe I can say it in two different ways, but the thing is the same. So one is that the only thing you have to be focused on is the search towards your psychic, the search towards your soul, because that is your true personality, that is your true light within, that can never fail a guide within, a divine presence within. Without that, all depression is here to stay. It's a guarantee. It may, come off and on, but it is here to stay. If we want ultimate redemption, the ultimate redemption is to go in the search of psychic, to go in the search of soul. And also, it can also be said in another way that I want nothing from my life anymore now. All external is secondary. I want only to feel mother's presence throughout my life more and more. I want to make mother so real for me that I live only in the mother and mother lives through me. That is our ultimate redemption. All other redemption, even if we find on the way, which can be there, will be temporary. In 2 years of a time, in 10 years of a time, they will fade away and the depression will come again. The ultimate redemption, according to the mother, is to find the psychic being, to unite with the psychic being and let it run the life, just like Krishna runs the chariot for Arjun. So this point where mother says never forget your goal, this can also be used in any external situation. For example, if I am dealing with a person, if I am dealing with any external situation and I am going to get in a trouble, I can remind myself that my goal is to go deeper and deeper within. My goal is to be with the mother no matter what. Is this really important for me to win this argument? Maybe not. And there you leave it. Because now you have set your priority. Your priority is to be with the mother, and your priority is not to prove yourself right. Until now, my priorities have been proving myself right no matter what, even at the cost of my peace. I will prove myself right. I will show that I was not wrong 5 years ago. Now, mother is showing us another way, that you don't need to prove anything. Be free of that guilt. All gone is gone. The only goal now is me, mother is saying. Never forget your goal. Number 8, before you eat, concentrate a bit in aspiration that the food you are about to eat may bring in the body the substance needed for the discovery of the psychic. Now it is a long process, it is not an easy process. It might even take a lifetime. But I am not worried now because what I have is mother's presence. That is all I need. That is the ultimate redemption for me from all the depressions. All the depression. Depression comes only because I have been running after my selfish interests all this while. Now I only want mother. And the more I spend time with the mother, the more I feel her presence. So, mother is saying that the journey is long and Make sure that even if you are drinking water, you are eating, even do it as an offering, as if I am with you. At another instance, mother has said that when you are eating, eat with me. When you are sleeping, sleep with me. Imagine that you are in my lap. When you are offering something, when you are doing anything, even going to the toilet, when you are taking a bath, imagine that I am with you. Feel my presence. That is what mother is saying. So no part of my being is now spared. No hidden darkness can lurk behind in the corners. Why? Because now mother is all that is I care for, nothing else. And I am ready to show my all darknesses to the mother, because if I don't show the darkness, how will mother help cleaning it? So the moment I see in a conversation with a person or a situation I am tackling in my life, I see that, okay, this is a very dark part of me. I had never seen it before. So what I say is, now mother is my friend. So I say to mother, mother, see, this is coming again. This is what disturbs me again and again. So what I do is, I don't act according to that tendency. I don't act according to that hidden darkness. I show it to the mother. I show it to the mother that, mother, this is what troubles me again and again. So the ninth point is, before sleeping, pray, may the sleep restore nerves, brain, so that on waking one has renewed vigor and energy for the path. So usually, I don't know how you guys are sleeping. Some of us sleep in a way we are very exhausted and sleep. Some of us may be meditating before sleeping. So mother says that before sleeping, again, remember me and offer this body, each cell of this body, so that, mother can work on each cell on the body. It's not our task to find the soul. Mother will do it for us. But we have to offer it to the mother. Mother, now I am on this path of discovery of the my true personality, my soul within, and you are to guide me, mother. Don't leave me. And mother never leaves, actually. We leave the mother. We leave the Rajgaddi and go away, pleasing that person or wanting to prove ourselves right in a situation or running after money or anything else. We leave the Rajgaddi. We leave the feet of the mother. Mother never leaves. Whenever we want to come back, we have to come back and we see mother was right there. It was only a matter of day or two that I, needed to feel mother's presence strongly within me. And I'm saying that all this through my own experiences. It's not a theory that you are being, told about. The next point is, before any action, ask mother, may this action not hinder, may this action only help in the path of great discovery. So whenever, I'm for example, I'm taking this session, or I'm, making some food in the kitchen, I'm offering something to the children, or I'm talking to my husband, whatever, anything, that much of a purity. And I can, it's a blessing to have that much of a purity. And it cannot happen if we constantly do not invoke divine presence within, because it's a big task. Purification is a big task. Life is like a yagna. You have to offer all your obscurities as and when they come up. Now, I may think that, now I am doing really fine. I feel really light and, mother's presence is felt within. But in 5 years of a time, or maybe in 2 days of a time, I may again feel very disturbed. So that kind of a purity that never goes away. I'm never away from that purity. Always on guard that I am with the mother, with the mother, with the mother. A parallel consciousness is with the mother, and rest all is secondary. Rest all is offering to the mother's divine presence. The mother, this work I am doing for you. And look how all the selfish interest will go away from the life. And along with the selfish interest, depression will run like, mad from our lives. Because when selfish interest is not there, depression cannot stay. Please mute yourself on the call, mute yourself. So whenever selfish interest comes, depression comes. So if today I am feeling a bit, in a low mood, depressed mood, mother at other instance says that you can guarantee yourself that there would be some selfish interest that you are feeding. That is why you are feeling depressed. Because if you only want my feet, what is the reason for depression? You have my feet. You feel about it, you think about it, and you have my feet. There is no reason for depression. Depression stays only when I take myself too seriously. When I take myself, my things are very important, my thoughts, my opinions, to prove myself right in every situation. Only then depression can stay. For a knocker of the divine, for a servant of the divine who needs nothing else but the feet, depression cannot stay. Cannot stay. Mother is telling us the remedy for depression. All depression, no clinician, no, psychiatrist will tell you this remedy that mother is telling. Mother is the creator of all of us. So she knows us better and deeper than any clinician in the world. She is present in each and every cell. So would you think that, a doctor knows better how to deal with a situation than the mother? That kind of a faith. So again, mother has also given us free will. I can choose that, okay, I have heard to this perspectives on depression, but I'm not ready to let myself go, and I want to, do other things in life. I don't want to be a sevak right now. Totally up to us. Because divine will never come uninvited. That is the freedom that the divine has given us. So when we are ready, and that is also a beauty actually. Free will also a beauty. Why? Because unless I realize the futility of my ego, I cannot give myself to the divine. So this is our journey. All of us have to go through a journey that yes, I have been depressed. I have been having dark thoughts. And I have been seeing that all those thoughts and opinions are not necessary now. I have lived 40 years of my life like that. Not anymore. So that kind of a surrender. And if a surrender is very willing surrender like this, when you realize that, yes, I need to surrender now, then the progress is also very fast. Because nobody is forcing you. It's your choice.